Hi, it's John. Welcome to my channel EV Intuition, where I'm helping you understand about electric vehicles. This past Labor Day weekend, I went on a road trip with my Tesla, and I got thinking, whenever I go on road trips, the number one question I get from non-EV owners to me when I say I've gone this place or that place, they ask me, did you take the electric vehicle? And did you have any problems? And yes, questions about chargers is the number one question I get when I talk to people relating to my electric vehicle. So today I'm going to tell you about navigating with a Tesla Model Y and how easy that experience is. So let's get started. Before I begin, I'd like to remind you, if you like the content of my videos, please subscribe or give me a like. Send me any comments that you may have also. Today I'm talking about electric vehicles on road trips, in particular the Tesla. One of the reasons, probably the biggest reasons that I went from my Ford Mach-E to my Tesla Model Y was the navigation abilities of the Tesla. And I want to talk through that experience in case you're not familiar with it, or you're new to Teslas, or you have another electric vehicle and want to know the experience with a particular Tesla. Let's start with that. The nice thing about a Tesla is that it has a big screen, and you can just indicate or put into that screen where you're going. You can actually just put the address if you wanted to, right down to the street level. Now I'm going to give you an example of doing it to just a particular city, just to go and show you how simple it is. So when you tap the navigate area on your screen, you get brought into a keyboard where you can then enter in the particular address. In this case, I'm going to go from Western New York to Grand Rapids. So I start typing Grand Rapids, and you can see as I partially type the word Grand, it comes up with a bunch of suggestions below, and one of them is Grand Rapids. So I say, okay, I'll just tap that Grand Rapids box area, and then that puts Grand Rapids in as my destination. And right away, the Tesla system starts calculating where do I need to charge given my current state of charge to get to that destination. And you can see from this particular screen that it suggests that I need 2 charging stops to get to that particular city. One in Niagara Falls, another in Port Huron. And you can see one of the things Western New Yorkers know, that if you're going from New York to the Michigan area, a lot of times it takes you through Canada. So I'm actually going through Canada, cutting through Canada on my way to Michigan. Just like if you type that address into Google Maps on your phone or on your computer. And you can see that on the next screen that I'm showing you, once it figures out calculations of the stops you're going to need to make, the other thing it indicates is what's your state of charge likely to be at each of those stops as you hit them. Those are nice pieces of information to know. But that's it. That's all you need to do to navigate to your final destination in a Tesla. And a lot of people think, oh, wow, it's a lot more involved. Where am I going to stop? Tesla tells you. And the nice thing about a Tesla also is that, let's say during your trip, that Niagara Falls charging location gets very busy. And suddenly, as you're approaching it, it says, I'm going to route you to another Tesla supercharger that's not as busy. It does that for you. So you don't even have to worry about, well, what's the state of that particular charger as I'm approaching it. Tesla's already monitoring that for you. And that's a beautiful thing, because I've been rerouted multiple times on trips. And it's great because it avoids you from maybe having to wait in line to get it, which I've never had to do. The other thing I just wanted to show you is this video of how simple it is once you reach a charger, of what do you need to do with the vehicle to put it in a charger. So take a look at this video and you'll see what I'm talking about. Here's a video of the charging experience. When you arrive at the supercharger lot, you just back into an open charger. As you know, the Tesla charger port is on the driver's side in the rear. So that's why you back in, you get out of your car, you reach for the connector, just lift it off. There's a little button on the connector, and you just push it in. That's all you have to do. No credit card, no cash, just plug it in and it starts going. Now, on the way back, you just do the opposite. You go to the charger, press the button on the connector, it releases, put it back in its holster on the charger, and then you can get back in your car. That's how simple it is. My credit card is tied to my account, so I don't have to even pull out my credit card or any cash. I just take off. And that's how simple it is. So you can see how simple it is to connect my vehicle to the charger and disconnect it. Doesn't take much time at all. It's quicker than a gas station as far as connecting and disconnecting. The time might be longer, most times it is, but if you're going on a rest stop, grabbing some lunch, no problem. So now let me get into some more details of what the Tesla screen gives you in case you want to get that information, or maybe you've never done it in your particular Tesla. So I want to show you some additional features that it does have. One of the things that it does have is in the top right of this particular screen, you'll see that little S-shaped icon, and that indicates that it is showing you the whole navigation route. As you look on the screen, it's showing you from Western New York all the way to Grand Rapids. So it's showing you the total trip, and that's what that icon is indicating. If you tap that particular icon, you get another icon, and this one's very similar. It's a squiggly line, but this time part of it is dotted. And what this means is it's now just showing you the first leg, or the leg that you're on in this particular trip. And you can see it's going from Western New York to that first charger that I need to do. So that's what this particular icon shows you. If you tap it again, what it'll do is change the orientation in your map to always having the map facing north. So no matter which direction you're going, the map stays north. This is very similar to navigation systems that you find in vehicles or on Google Maps. You can have it always having the map showing the north upward orientation. But if you tap it again, it gives you the rotating orientation of the map. And in this case, the screen will change depending on which direction. So it will always show you going in the direction of the upper part of the screen, but it may not be north. It'll move the map for you. So most people that have used navigation systems are very familiar with this particular orientation. So you can see you can toggle through these various displays on the navigation system, which are very useful. The next thing I want to talk about is, well, what happens if I want to get a little more information about what is at that charger location? You may say, okay, at that charger location, I might certainly need a rest stop, or maybe I want to have some lunch or dinner. What is around that? What is at that particular location? So what do? Well, you go to the screen, and all you have to do is tap on that particular charger icon. In this case, I tapped on the Niagara Falls one, and it brings up this little information screen there. It provides quite a bit of information. It tells you how many stalls are located at that location, the maximum charge rate in kilowatts, and then it also indicates the price per kilowatt hour of the electricity there. And you can see in this particular one, I boxed it in yellow, and it gives you a price in Canadian dollars. So you gotta always keep that in mind. At the lower part, it gives you the location, and at the bottom, it gives you nearby amenities that might exist. So I highlighted those in green, and you could probably guess the different types that are available there, from rest stops to restaurants to cafes. Now let's just look at the other particular rest stop that I'm going to. In this one, I clicked on the Port Huron in Michigan. Once again, very similar information about how many stalls are there, the maximum charge rate. This time it's only 150 kilowatts. The fees, now in US dollars, and then location and amenities. And amenities on the bottom, once again, are useful information to indicate what's around that. Now, if I tapped, for example, the restroom icon, which is the one on the left, I come up with a screen that gives me that particular information. And you can see that for this particular location, they're not right there next to it. So this might be something you might want to consider changing, because the closest restroom there is a little over a half mile away. So that's something to keep in mind. The other thing is, if I click on restaurants, it also indicates what restaurants are available near there. And I'm showing you a screen that shows that. And another important thing there is how late is that particular location open? Because if you're traveling late hours or early hours, you might not have access to that particular location. So once again, I find the amenities information is a great thing to look up prior to going on your trip, so that you know what to expect when you get to that charger and what you can do with your time that you're going to spend at that particular charger. Now, the next thing that I want to do is sometimes, and most of the times, I just take what the route that Tesla takes me. It usually gives me the best route, and I don't have any problem with it. But on occasion, you may want to alter that route. And I want to give you an example of how you can do this. For example, in this particular case that I've been showing you, where I'm going from Western New York to Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's cutting through Canada. And well, maybe I don't want to cut through Canada. I don't want to maybe take a chance of going to the border, or I'm transporting somebody that doesn't have a passport, whatever reason that might be. So I may want to alter that route and take a route that stays in the US. The thing you want to do if you want to change the particular route is there is the 3 dots at the bottom of the screen, navigation screen. And when you click on that, it brings up a menu of some items that you can change. And one of them is to add a stop. So when I click on add a stop, what it does is it brings up a screen where I can type in, well, where do you want to stop at? So this particular screen comes up, and I type in Cleveland, Ohio, because instead of going through Canada, I want to force it to go around through Ohio. So that's what I do. I type in Cleveland, Ohio here, and then once that is in, it changes my route. It changes the location of my trip as it navigates through New York, through Pennsylvania, into Ohio, and taking that way into Michigan. So, and notice all the chargers have now changed, and that's my new route. Tesla, like I say, gives you the simplest way of getting from your location to a destination. And if you want to alter it, you even have that capabilities. In summary, I think Tesla is arguably the best navigation system for electric vehicles that exist in the market today. Now, I know others are building some. Clearly, I have a lot of experience with the Ford Mach-E, which I had and owned for 2 years. I've also rented several EVs, both the Polestar and the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and they've been okay, but nothing matches what I've seen in the Tesla. And so I encourage you, if navigation is something that's keeping you away from electric vehicles, look into the Tesla. It's the simplest way to go. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you found it educational and informative. I look forward to seeing you next time. Hey, Tesla has this referral code. If you're interested in getting a Tesla, I've got my referral code below. You can get $1,000 off your Tesla if you so choose. Please check it out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.